Hi, thanks for joining us today on Real Estate Insiders TV. I'm Danny Poulos with the lending team at Blue Chip, and our guest this morning is Nicole Anderson. She's an internet marketer, really knows about, an expert on everything that has to do with the internet and how to promote yourself on the internet. And she's going to talk about some new changes and new ways she's using social networking to improve people's businesses and help them grow their business. So Nicole, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Tell people a little bit about what you do, and then we'll get right into the topic for today.
I do internet marketing, so I build websites, I do search engine optimization, a lot of social media marketing, just a lot of local marketing. I'm working in Martin County, so a lot of local businesses.
Awesome. So I know that one of the things interesting about Nicole's story is that she really is self-taught. You taught yourself how to do all these things. And one of the things that forces you to do is to stay on top of what's new and what's relevant and how things are going to be done, because it's not like you're sitting in a class and the class is the way it was 6 months ago. You're hands-on all the time.
Right.
So,
well, a lot of the stuff you really can't sit in a class to do because it's not even out there yet. Someone can't teach you something that hasn't been thought of or created. So.
Right. So as you're doing it and as you're building things, you're finding out what works and what doesn't work. You'd be in a better position as the teacher than as the student, because it's all hands-on.
Right.
You know?
Definitely.
So I love your story about how the whole thing got started. So tell them about when you first came to Florida.
Well, I first moved to Martin County. I was recently divorced, and my children went to go stay with their dad for the summer, so I didn't know anybody here, and I'm not really the person who likes to be alone. So I started going out and meeting new people, and I just started, everyone was saying, of course I was new, so everyone was saying, well, there's nothing to do here. Why did you move here? And I'm like, well, I'm doing something every day. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, there's bowling yesterday or whatever. Or there's karaoke or playing cards, or there's a lot of different events and live music and things like that. And
it took an outsider to tell them what was going on.
Right, and they're like, well, will you let me know when there's something else going on? Like, this was like, what, 6, 7 years ago. So text message, we didn't have smartphones, we could still text message.
Right.
So I would put them on a list, and I would text message them every time that I was doing something and whatever was going on. So there was probably about 30 plus people that I started text messaging, and that list started to grow. And then, of course, summer was over, my kids came back, and playtime was over. So, but I still had all these people who wanted to know what was going on, and their playtime wasn't over. So they were texting me and trying to figure out stuff. So I'm like, well, I need to figure out a way to let these people know what's going on in Martin County without having to actually do it or have to tell them.
And it's still not a business yet. It's still just
it's not a
social event.
Well, yeah, it wasn't even business wasn't even, it was just having fun and didn't want to have fun by myself. So I thought of to create a website called Martin County Know-It-All, and it would have everything that was going on in Martin County. But I didn't know how to create a website, and I didn't really have the money to pay someone to create a website. And 7 years ago, not many people in Martin County even had a website, or were using websites in this capacity.
Gosh darn internets.
Right. So I just Googled it, and I just started creating the website myself and getting it out there. And I just learned how to do all the stuff that I know how to do now, because I had to get the website to rank, so I had to do the SEO, I had to build the website, I had to do the social media marketing to get it out there. Basically, I had to build a business with zero funds.
Right.
And I had to get it out there and get it going, so that's what I did. And in the meantime, as I was going to businesses trying to explain to them why they needed to not spend their money on paper advertising, but on internet advertising, they're like, well, I don't even have a website.
So
I'm like, okay, I'll build you a website and kind of go from there. So that's how it started.
So it took from really, again, it was really a social network to start.
On my phone, not even like a network.
Right, so then it becomes a website.
Yes.
Then how does it become a business? It's because you had a lot of traffic to that website, right?
Right, yes.
And then you were also optimizing the website so people you didn't know who weren't on your phone list would still find it, and they could tell their friends, how to find you, even if it wasn't just in a search, but now the network gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So we were talking earlier that 6 years ago, there wasn't really a Facebook then really happening either. It had just started. So how did you take it from website to social media?
Well, that was kind of tricky because people were using friend pages more than they're using fan pages. So
Right.
I did have a Martin County Know-It-All friend page, but Facebook made me change it to my own name. So then I kind of started branding myself.
Right.
So then it kind of, people were coming to me again, not Martin County Know-It-All. But that has since changed, and now I've used the branding for myself to do my own marketing, and then Martin County Know-It-All, it's its own entity. So it's kind of...
So if you want to know what's going on in Martin County, you can either just look for Nicole Anderson, or Martin County Know-It-All is a very, very, very active page. Some of the things I noticed that are on there are any specials that are going on in restaurants.
Yeah, any kind of food specials, drink specials, live music, any events that are going on, things for kids, things to the left, just basically anything to get you out of your house.
and I can tell you, I mean, just from experience, if you go on and just try to Google for events, there's a lot of people spending a lot of money to get that ranking, and you're not going to get the information that you're looking for. When you go to Martin County Know-It-All, you're going to find out what's happening tonight in Martin County, and it's fresh all the time. So it's a lot more accurate and up to date than all the websites that may not get updated hardly ever, but spend a lot of money just to show up so they can show that they have traffic and sell advertising.
Right.
So this is a real resource, Martin County Know-It-All. And you've got some other pages going on too. Martin County Small Business Networking Group. What's that one about?
That's where anyone in Martin County can post any of their events or anything they want to share, coupons or anything like that. And like I was saying before, their fan pages on Facebook, they're not getting the attention and the traffic that they were.
Right.
So it actually helps if you take your fan page post and you share it on the Martin County Small Business Networking Group post, because the groups actually send notifications to all of their members.
And that's an important point, because you can post all you want and no one may see it. The one thing that's going to get your stuff seen is engagement. So Nicole has pages that have a lot of engagement and a lot of traffic. So your page of 100 members isn't going to do a lot compared to if you take your post and you share it to Nicole's page and there's 3,000 members seeing it and sharing it and coming back to see what's going on. And that really comes to another good point. You said you had to build your website and everything for no money and did it. Well, this sort of works the same way. You're talking about people in Martin County that have business pages. A lot of them aren't spending money on promotions, right?
Right. And actually, yes, the Martin County Know-It-All has 3,000, but the Business Networking Group has like 7,000.
Wow.
So, and I regulate what's posted on there, so it's not a lot of garbage.
Yeah, so if you've got a business page in Martin County, I would suggest two things. Go on Facebook as your business page and do your regular postings, but join as yourself. Join the group so that you can share from your business page to your personal page and to this group also, and you get some real exposure, and that's free. It's not like you're promoting from your business page, which is, if you don't have the membership, a lot of people aren't seeing it anyway. And the newest one is Martin County Properties, and that's one of the most exciting ones
Taking
also.
over Martin County. Yes, Martin County Properties is a real estate website. You can go look at the MLS. You don't have to be a realtor. You don't have to give any of your information to look at it. You can look at all the properties that are for sale. We are going to start listing properties, so if you want to sell your property, we're going to start doing for sale by owner to help people in that capacity. We'll get you on the MLS even if you're if you're doing it by owner, and it's just another.
So realtors can post on there now, their listings?
Well, it pulls from the MLS, so all realtors' postings are on there, and then I do take and post some of their stuff, like on our Facebook page and that kind of stuff.
So all you realtors just have to say you're welcome, because she's already taking your listings in Martin County and promoting them. And we know Google's gotten very local over the last couple of years,
yes.
And really social networking is taking the same direction. So if you're operating a business in Martin County or a realtor in Martin County, Nicole is probably somebody you want to get to know and take advantage of some of these sites she has up and running already. I can tell you, you'd have a heck of a task in front of you if you wanted to build a Facebook fan page right now and get 7,000 members or 3,000 members the way Nicole has done. So use her, and you'll get use Nicole to expose yourself. That should be your new tagline.
No.
That won't work? Also, we wanted to talk a little bit, I know we're running out of time, but about SEO, because you're available to help people with that also.
Yes. I do search engine optimization. It's not the tricking of Google like it used to be. It's actually good content, and it has a lot to do with blogging and your social media marketing and keeping up with your website and all that kind of stuff.
Right. So if you've been working with someone for search engine optimization and it's not working for you, you're not getting the results, it's probably because they're not up to date on the tools that you need to be able to use now, and that's something Nicole has really specialized in. So Nicole, tell everybody how they can reach you to learn more about any of these sites, or if they need help with websites and marketing.
Okay, probably the best way to reach me is email us NicoleAndersonMarketing@gmail.com, or my number is 772-626-8385.
Thanks so much for coming in today. It's great information for everybody out there.